Good morning, students. This is Assistant Professor Sanjay Divekar, Department of English, Sri Sai Baba Lok Prabodhan Arts College, Badner. Today, we are going to see the poem named The Solitary Reaper, written by William Wordsworth. If we see about the poet, William Wordsworth was a romantic poet and he was one of the most popular during the poetry. The Solitary Reaper is a fine piece of ballad written in 1805 and published in 1807. According to the Wikipedia entry, the poem was inspired by Wordsworth and his sister Dorothy Richardson stayed at the village of Strathire in the Spanish of Scotland in September 1803. Though many readers feel that the poem is autobiographical and based on the poet's real experience while traveling in the Scottish Highlands area, there is no confirmation on that. Later on, if we see the structure of the poem, we come to know that the poem made up of 4 octave stanzas. Octave, as we know that it is the lines which have been mentioned as 8 lines. Follows the rhyme scheme of AB, AB, CC, DD with a variation in the first and the fourth stanzas. Iambic tetrameter lines runs throughout the poem. As we know that an iambic is an untraced syllable followed by a traced syllable. Tetrameter means 4 feet in a line. So this is the structure of the poem that we have seen here. Now we want to see the poem, that in what way the poem is written. So in the first stanza, if we see, behold her single in the field, yon solitary highland lass, reaping and singing by herself, stop here or gently pass. Okay. So my students, here are 2 lines which are very important. Behold her. That means, behold means to see. Who is a lonely person in the field. And what she is doing? She has been reaping and at the same time she has been singing. Okay. And the poet has been telling to the travelers that to stop or gently pass, because the singing of that girl should not be disturbed. Therefore, we should not disturb her in her singing. So, if we interpret this stanza, so the interpretation of this stanza can be like this. The poet sees a highland girl in the field. This girl is reaping the crop and singing to herself. The poet likes this scene and he says to the passerby either to stop there quietly or to pass from there without making the least noise. The girl who is cutting and binding the crop alone and also singing a song. This song is a sad song, but the poet likes it very much and wants everybody to listen to it. The song is also echoing in the valley. In brief words, we can say that the first stanza is beautifully has been illustrated in what? A beautiful girl who has been working in the field of Scotland and she is reaping and singing by herself. He tells the reader not to interpret her or interrupt her, and then mentions that the valley is full of song. So my students, if you haven't understood some of the words here, you can ask me by the chatting in this stanza, as there are the words behold her single in the field, yon solitary highland lass, reaping and singing, stop here or gently pass. Okay, if we see, behold means what? Behold means here to see, and single in the field. Single means, you know that a person who is totally means alienated or who is in the state of loneliness. And in the field, we know that field means in our mother means term we can say that it is the shade in our means language. Yon solitary highland lass. Lass means in the Britain. This lass was the word which was applied for the girls at that time. Today we commonly refer a girl, and at that time a girl was referred to be a lass. And Highland, it is the name of that village, and that girl who has been alone in that field, okay, and she is in the state of solitariness. What she is doing here, she is riffing and singing, so that the reader have been instructed that who is passing through that field not to disturb her. Either they can stop there or gently pass, so that the singing of that girl should not be disturbed, should not be obstructed. In such way, this first stanza has been illustrated in a proper way. So my students, here I have explained each and every words that you may not get the ideas. Here all the words have been explained and give the examples of every and each word. So this is the first stanza where we have seen that there is a girl who has been singing as well, ripping in that field, and who is alone in that form. Okay, so now let's see the second stanza of this poem. If we see the second stanza, alone she cuts and binds the grain and sings a melancholy strain. Oh, listen, for the well profound is overflowing with the sound. Okay, here we can see that the solitary reaper, who is a girl, cutting and binding the grain while singing a sad song. Very good. Later on there is given that the poet again urged the other travelers to listen to her music, and as it is overflowing the deep valley. Other explanation can be in such a way that we come across a beautiful girl, and where we can see that there is a girl who is ripping and singing. Okay, means here we come to know that listen that song in a means profound way. Okay, and there is one word that is overflowing with the sound. Means in what way she has been singing, that sound has been overflowed in that valley where that field is surrounded by. Okay, means in this stanza we have understood that there is a girl who is singing as well she is reaping. Okay, and her singing sound has been overwhelmed with the valleys, and she has been singing a song which is full of melancholy. Melancholy means what? We can say that it's the sadness. We here understand melancholy means it is the condition of sadness when the person feels sad. Okay, means the poet thinks that she has been singing a song, but it is in the state of sadness. She has been singing, but in the state of sadness, so that the poet has been referring to all the passerbys, all the passengers, not to disturb her, because her singing might be disturbed, so that everybody has to pass with that ways in a state of silence. Okay, so here we have understood all these stanzas. Okay, now there we see that no nightingale did ever chant more welcome notes to weary bands of travelers in some shady haunt among Arabian sands. A voice so thrilling never was heard in springtime from the cuckoo's board, breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest poets. Okay, so see the explanation. In this stanza, we can say that the poet thinks. Okay, so my students, here we have to stop, because here we have understood though all explanations and illustration of the first stanza. In the next session we will see the second stanza. Okay, thanks.